102.7 WMOM. Welcome back into KOB in the afternoon, just past the 4 o'clock hour. Still coming up later this hour, we are going to talk to one of the comedians tonight from the Village Pub Comedy Night. Dave Lindahl will join us, and I'll also be giving away passes to the Village Pub. Lots of giveaways today because Hungry Howie Live Drive at 5 is just about an hour away. Before we get into all that, though, we have a very special guest here live in studio. Joining us is Amanda Morgan, who is a songwriter from right here in Michigan, joining us in studio to play us some of her music. Amanda, how are you doing this afternoon?
I'm great. How are you, Kevin?
I am doing terrific. Like I said, this is my Friday. I'm going on vacation after this, so I'm doing terrific this afternoon, and I want to thank you a lot for joining us. We're going to play some tracks off of your CD called Land of an Endless Sea. Land of an Endless Sea. What are you doing up here in Ludington? Because you said you're actually from the Metro Detroit area.
I am. My aunt and uncle live up here. My Aunt Susie and my Uncle John Vengean, they live here in Ludington. So.
Well, very cool. Well, we're glad to have you up here, and thanks again for joining us here in the Mom Studios talking to Amanda Morgan. Now, you're a young songwriter, still in high school.
Yes, I'm 16.
16, so that means you're starting your junior or senior year?
Junior year.
So junior year in high school, Amanda Morgan joining us live here on KOB in the afternoon. Now, what has gotten you into songwriting? You don't find many going to be juniors in high schools with their own CD. So when did you get into songwriting? Kind of give me a little brief story. Give me the biography on Amanda Morgan.
Okay, well, I've been singing my whole life, and I've been playing guitar for a few years now, but I've been writing music since I was 10. So pretty much what happened was I made a scratch track of one of my original songs with my vocal coach down in Detroit. And this woman heard my track, and she sent it to my producer, Sean Burns, from New York. And I went to New York, and I played with some amazing musicians, and so I produced my demo.
New York. Now, this isn't upstate New York. This is a city, New York,
this is
right?
New York City, yes.
I've seen that on TV before. That looks like a big city. That's where all the good music people go. Now, going into your junior year in high school, obviously, it's a busy time. 16, just get your driver's license. That's a big time. It's a very busy time in your life. How are you able to balance your responsibilities at school, because I'm sure your parents don't let you skate on any of those, with this music career that you want to have?
Well, my parents have always been super supportive of my music. They've just always told me to just reach for the stars and believe in myself. And pretty much what happened was when I went to New York, I spent 3 weekends in New York, and that was when I worked on my CD. So.
Well, very cool. Again, we're talking to Amanda Morgan here on KOB in the afternoon. You talk about reaching for the stars and reaching your goals. What do you hope to accomplish with your music career? Is it something that you're doing for a hobby, or do you want to make this a career where after high school or after college that you want to, make this your source of income?
Well, pretty much what I'm working on right now is I'm working on building a relationship with either a producer or a record label that will allow me to make my first full-length album. So I really want to make it a career, but we'll see what happens.
That's a very smart answer, an educated answer, too. I know the parents have definitely been in on those discussions, but it's very impressive. Again, you don't find a lot of 16-year-olds who have their own CD. And speaking of that CD, Land of an Endless Sea, we're going to play a couple tracks off it right now. And Amanda, I'm going to let you go ahead and introduce these.
Okay, well, the first song Kevin is going to play is called Just Wanna Know Why. So.
All right, we'll dig it. It's Just Want to Know Why. This is off Amanda Morgan's CD, Land of an Endless Sea. We come back, we're going to hear a live performance from Amanda Morgan. So keep it right here. It's KOB in the afternoon, 102.7 WMOM. One on 2.7 WMOM. That was Amanda Morgan, Land of an Endless Sea, right here on KOB in the afternoon. That's the CD name. Those two tracks you just heard was Just Want to Know Why, and that last one was 10 Steps Back. And now, Amanda, you're 16 years old. All musicians sing about is strife and how hard their life is. You barely had a life. You're only 16 years old. So where do you get some of the motivation for some of these songs?
Well, as you can tell by listening to my songs, they're very obviously about relationships. And being 16, of course, I have really, really crappy relationships. So pretty much instead of getting all depressed with my relationships, I write music. So
now, see, 16-year-old girls, from what I remember back when I was 16, they're very usually secretive of like their diaries and stuff like that, and notes at school. But your diary is kind of on a CD for everyone to listen to, so you don't have a problem with that. No problem with that. You can tell she doesn't have a problem. She was already saying no before I got the question out. Well, that's great. And there's a live performance now that we're going to have here in the studio. Now, what song are you going to sing for us right now?
This is called More Like Crashing. It's my newest song.
It's More Like Crashing. Is this another one about being a 16-year-old girl?
Yeah, so this one's semi-happy. It's bittersweet.
Bittersweet. Well, I think this is the best we're going to get out of Amanda Morgan. Live in studio, it's Amanda Morgan, her CD, Land of an Endless Sea, going to perform a live performance right now here for us here in the KOB studios. You can go ahead whenever you're ready, Amanda.
Okay. He walked out the door after our bitter fight that night. He turned around and said, "Why'd I ever start with you?" And those words echoed in my head until the day you and I met. I'm sorry for telling you I loved you before I meant it. And I'm sorry for believing it wouldn't work out in the end. I'm sorry for playing around like I didn't need you. But I'm sorry for the tears that fell following your name. 'Cause falling for you felt more like crashing when we felt alone in that crowded room. Your silence can be my loudest word, but nothing ever hurt like you. I know you're somewhere out there thinking about me, and I know you wish we could be together too. Nothing's a mistake, but just a lesson learned. I learned about myself and my love for you. 'Cause falling for you felt more like crashing when we felt alone in that crowded room. Your silence can be my loudest word, but nothing ever hurt like you. And I hope she knows what she put us through, but it's not like that girl would ever care. And I hope you know that I know I almost lost the best thing I ever had. 'Cause falling for you felt more like crashing when we felt alone in that crowded room. Your silence can be my loudest word, but nothing ever hurt like you. Nothing ever hurt like you. No, nothing ever hurt like you. Falling for you felt more like crashing when we felt alone in that crowded room. Your silence can be my loudest word, but nothing ever hurt like you. No, nothing ever hurt like you. No, nothing ever hurt like you. You walked out the door after our bitter fight that night. You turned around and said, "I still love you."
Ladies and gentlemen, Amanda Morgan live here in studio. That was her happy song, too. It did get happy there at the end. I was listening to the lyrics, and I was like, this is the happy one, too. But a terrific new single. Now, that's a new single that you got. Of course, you have the CD, Land of an Endless Sea, and we're going to hear the last track off that, Oh Taylor, coming up in a little bit. But that's one of your new tracks.
Yes.
How can people get out there and hear your new music, or how can they get your CD? Where can they find you?
Well, I have a website, which is amandamorganmusic.com. My EP at Land of an Endless Sea is available exclusively on my website. It's only $6 plus shipping. And, of course, I have new music. I have lots of acoustic versions of my songs on my website. I also have lots of photos. I have a blog. So it's pretty much just an easy way to keep up with my life.
There we go. Everything about Amanda Morgan. That's at AmandaMorganMusic.com. Her EP, Land of an Endless Sea. And speaking of that EP, we do have another track to play from the EP. We already heard Just Want to Know Why and 10 Steps Back. But number 3 on the list is Oh Taylor. Tell me Taylor's a boy.
Taylor's a boy.
Taylor's a boy. And so tell us a little bit about this song.
Well, Taylor is my best friend who I love dearly, but he's not my boyfriend or anything like that. And pretty much what happens is every time I get a boyfriend, Taylor likes to sabotage my relationships. And of course, being a 16-year-old boy, he does it on Facebook. So I pretty much wrote the song so I didn't ruin my friendship with him or, well, rip his head off. So...
Well, there we go. Oh, Taylor. And I can't wait till Amanda Morgan's a famous star and Taylor can point to this song and say, yeah, that was me. So once again, Amanda Morgan, I want to thank you a lot for joining us today on KOB in the afternoon.
Thank you.
And let's leave you now with her track, Oh, Taylor, from her CD, Land of an Endless Sea. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Amanda Morgan right here on 102.7 WMOM.